What's the haps, everybody? Thanks for joining in. Welcome to Brushing Up with Sean. Again, we have a killer episode today. We are going to be working on some more clouds, but now we're going to add a lot more color. We're going to boost this up quite a bit. You've got some simple techniques with those blues and whites, and we added that little bit of gray in there to add that kind of rain effect on the last ones. But this time, we're going to head into a completely different new world with some brand new colors today. So what you're going to need is you're going to need red, yellow, and white. You're also going to need maybe a few different brushes, small, medium, and large. And of course, I've got my 16 by 20 canvas right here. But before we get started here, let's go ahead and read off the winners of last week's raffle question, which was the question, if I've got red, yellow, and blue, what kind of colors are those? And 5 of you actually went on Facebook really quick and answered that question very, very fast. So you got a raffle ticket into the drawing, which will hand out a big prize at the end of our season here. But the winners are Jennifer C., PJP, Amy S., Crystal M., and Lisa J. You all got raffle tickets, and you are going to be put into that drawing in our wine glass right there. So congratulations, way to answer that question right. Those were primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. What kind of colors are they? They are primary colors, so congratulations, and we'll get you into that raffle. So, but now, this painting is really, really bright, so we really need to get something going here. I'm going to start off by putting on my shades and hanging loose. We're gonna get this thing started here because dang, this thing's bright. So with my large size brush, grab yours. I'm gonna get some of my plain yellow right on that brush there, plain yellow. And what you're gonna do now is you're just gonna quickly cover this canvas, actually the whole thing, with this very, very bright yellow. All right, you're gonna see it's just gonna overpower, and this is why you need your shades, folks. This is why, because this is a very, very bright layer right here. Totally different vibe for sure than what we've been doing with that blue and white right off the bat. So I told you, in for a whole new painting tonight. So again, we're using our basic acrylic paints. Nothing too expensive, guys, just some basic stuff. All right, I go and get the cheapest stuff I can find there and find it in bulk, you know, just because I use a lot of paint. But I have those expensive paints, and eventually, you know, maybe I'll bring some of those out later on in our shows as we go along. But for now, again, I want to get you mixing colors, learning the basics. I'm still putting yellow. What I'm doing, again, is trying to put as much on there and take it as far as I can go without putting any more paint on my brush. You can see what that large brush does is it really covers the canvas very quickly. And that's what we want. You don't need to overthink the step at all. All right, it's a real simple step. And we just want to add this nice bit of yellow on here. Again, really bright start to our painting. Goodness, getting paint everywhere. I'm just going that fast. All right. All right, check that out. Now that paint is already starting to dry because you are taking it as far as you can go without putting any more paint on your brush. Again, if you want to paint your edges, I leave that up to you if you want to do that. That's any time. But for now, I just paint the fronts here. All right, so you got that. And another easy step that we're going to do is just map out. We're actually going to put a little bit of a sun in this painting here. So I'm going to just take that same brush that has yellow on it. I'm going to scoop up some of this white. All right. And I'm going to make a big circle here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Later on you'll see why. But I'm just going to make a basic little circle here as best I can. Now it's going to soak into that yellow a little bit, and it's going to turn a little bit light yellow on you. No worries. Just leave it like that. All right, so we mapped out our sun, where that's going to be, and we've also got this nice bit of yellow on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put down my big brush there, dunk it in water, whatever is easiest for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab one of our medium-sized brushes. All right. And now what I'm going to do is just make a little bit of light orange. And you do that by mixing some of your red, a little bit of red into your yellow. And just a little bit of red goes a long way. You're going to see it's going to saturate that yellow really, really quickly. Got it. See, everybody's light orange, a little bit different. All right, and then I can kind of wipe some of that paint off on my palette there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start making some clouds. But these clouds are going to be kind of surrounding this nice sun here. All right, so they're going to be on the outer edges. So I'm going to just start taking little streaks, almost like little zebra stripes, and bringing them just outside the little sun here. Just little streaks, and again, you can see I'm taking that paint as far as I can go without putting any more on my brush. There's quite a bit of paint still coming off. What I'm going to do is kind of just surround this sun with some of these light orange clouds. I'll even bring some down here. But almost like breaking up this bright yellow sky. Very much breaking it up. Now if it's too dark of an orange, just put some yellow on your brush and just kind of cover it up there. Do that back and forth, side to side technique. Kind of get all that paint off your brush. And what you're doing is when you're doing the side to side, back and forth, it's kind of just blending into that sky and adding these nice little colors just to pop up randomly. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some orange over here and do the same thing. Kind of leaving that center a little bit alone because it's so bright with that sun there. But again, just kind of breaking up the sky, adding a little bit of depth into our painting here by adding these clouds. So it's not just a boring bright sky. You got a lot of technique going on here. All right, I'm going to add some little thinner clouds. You can add some little tinier ones too. They don't have to be all symmetrical. Add some little different ones here. Change it up. Remember, nature's not perfect. We use that to our advantage on all these paintings that we do. You'll see a lot of artists do that too, man. You can mess up big time, and it's okay. That's what these paintings are designed to do. We can learn together. We're going to mess up together. We're going to make our own style. I love everybody's take on these paintings. Check it out. Pretty sweet. Got some nice color happening. Alright, I'm just going back. If I have a little bit more left on my brush, just adding a few more streaks. Okay, I'm just going to add a little small one here too. But check out what just that simple step did. It broke up our sky, add these cool clouds going around the sun. Now what I'm going to do is add a little bit more red into my light orange, creating more of a burnt orange. Alright, so I'm just going to blend that little bit of red in there. Now this color is really pretty once it starts hitting that sunset and those clouds, but what you want to do is start working maybe more of your outer edges here. Again, same process, we're taking some of the paint from the outer edge and bringing it inward. Check this out. Check out what this color does now. It adds way more depth. I can connect even some of these clouds just to make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, this one's a little bit bigger now there. All right, that color is so beautiful, so pretty. And I'm doing it on some of the outer edge, just adding these little bit of streaks in there. You still want to see some of that original light orange. But man, oh man, does this add something special. All right, adding a little bit more of that burnt orange there. Just getting more on my brush. And whew, look at that. This takes just some practice, you know, just going back and forth like this little brush motion, very lightly touching the canvas. But do it again, this back and forth motion helps kind of add this blending technique between the colors. Oh, heck yeah, this is... I'm telling you, man, you need the shade. It's a bright painting. Super bright. All right, I'm going to add some little ones down here. A couple little streaks here. And just getting the rest of the paint off my brush. And that paint, again, you can tell it's already drying on you real fast. All right. How about this? Let me give you, while you're working on your clouds here, I'll give you a random raffle ticket question, all right? Just a random one. And you go to our Facebook, and that's where you put the answers on Brushing Up with Sean on our Facebook, all right? First 5 people to get this one right, you'll get entered into that raffle wine glass there for a nice big prize. But the question that I have for you guys is, name 3 movies that star Val Kilmer. Ooh, very random. Not art, huh? Check it out, all right? Go ahead. First 5 people that can name 3 movies that star Val Kilmer, you'll be entered into that raffle there. So go ahead, lay it on me. Facebook, Brushing Up with Sean. Do it to it. All right, so we got this going on here. I'm going to go ahead and add some sweet red down here. And then I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of plain red, and I'm going to do my very outer edges, just a couple little streaks here, just to make it look like there's some shadowing happening now in these clouds. And now you see this kind of gradient effect happening with these little bit darker red streaks in their very outer edges. But wow, boy oh boy, does that brighten up the sky quite a bit. All right, and now you got this white kind of sun going on there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one in my water cup here, and I'm going to go ahead and put get my smaller brush and put some plain white on there, and I'm going to make this kind of a hazy sun. So I'm just going to add some streaks back and forth, and just kind of staying away from that orange at least, letting that dry. But I'm adding some back and forth, almost like little tiger stripes, little streaks, breaking up that perfect circle, or imperfect circle pretty much. And what that does, that adds even a little bit more highlights, but it makes it look like a little bit more of a realistic, like it's going with the clouds that we have surrounding that sun. And you have more realism. Check that out, what that does. All right, you can still go back and you can add a little bit more of a bright circle in here, maybe a little bit smaller, just to make it look like you've got some gradient things happening now. A little highlighted glow around that circle. Again, really, really bright, really warm. It's got my vacation shirt on, got my shades on. Definitely needed it for this one here. And guys, feel free, man. Like, listen to tunes as you're doing these paintings. I listen to music all the time, you know, when I'm doing stuff, you know, and that really helps me get through like some of these cool paintings here. Like this one, I'd be definitely jamming in some vacation vibes for sure. Boom. And I'm just adding just a little bit more streaks here of that plain white. You can see how bright it is now. Boy, it adds that really pretty, like, highlighted effect. Again, this is just some background stuff that we're working on. We're working on clouds right now. Eventually, what we would do is probably add maybe like a palm tree setting on this. Maybe we'd add some waves, things like that. But again, we're starting with clouds. Again, we're going to work our way into other things. And eventually, all of those are going to come together, and we'll make all these big paintings here. So when you're done with that, go ahead. Feel free to send all your photos too to the Brushing Up with Sean Facebook here. I'd love to see them, see how you guys are doing at home. But thanks for joining here. Remember, anyone can paint.